and now it's all coming.
Bruce Baumann with wearechangecolorado.org, WACC TV on YouTube, and I have a very special opportunity to get to interview Victor Wooten. And Victor Wooten and I had dinner back in 2012. We got to meet each other through a friend, and one thing I took away was, Victor, you were one of the most humble people that I had ever met. And for being one of the world's best bass players, you know, he's won 5 Grammys, and he's won the Bass Player of the Year from Bass Player Magazine 3 times, the only person to ever do that. For being such an awesome person, how do you stay humble? I know you even thank he even thanks the bus driver at every single show, and he stays till every person has got an autograph. Now, how do you maintain that humbleness?
You know, what does humble mean? I really don't know, and I'm serious when I say that. For me, I'm just being truthful. One of the most important people on this tour is the bus driver. You know, one wrong move and we're all going. So why not thank him? It makes a lot of sense to me to do that. But everybody in the tour, from the crew to the band, they're giving their time and their energy to help really support my career. My name's on the marquee. Most of it's my music, and they're helping support that. So in a sense, they're doing really more than I am, including the bus driver. So to not be thankful, to me, would be a mistake. So for me, that's the truthful way to be. And if I'm humble, if that's a good thing, like Muhammad Ali said, if it's good, I'm that, you know. But I like the fact that people say I'm humble, but I honestly really don't know what it means.
Define it. Well, truthful is something that We Are Change Colorado is all about, and shining light in the dark places, and bringing out these truths that some people really don't like hearing. In your music, I noticed the Hermetic Principles, and are you familiar with the Hermetic Principles at all? Because I noticed the principle of vibration, the principle of rhythm, the principle of polarity, including, you know, your album Yin and Yang, my favorite album. You bring in your family on the album, you bring in your mom, and we'll talk about one of the final track on that. But well, yeah, what allows you to do that?
Again, it's just, it makes sense to me. You know, I'm not a musician without my brothers and my parents. I don't think the way I think without them. So my life came, you know, it spawned from my parents and my brothers, and I idolized my brothers growing up, and I still do. So, you know, it's kind of interesting to me because I get told that, you know, I have Buddhist principles, or people say I like your philosophy, or it's hermetic or whatever.
Hermetic Principles. You haven't heard of it. Everyone will have to check that out. There's the principles of mentalism, the principles of cause and effect, the principles of gender, and yeah, what I really speak from you is that obviously the principle of vibration. But you're not just a bass player. I think what we want to show is that you're a thinker. You're a revolutionary for how you treat this and how you go about every single day of your life doing exactly what you want to do, chasing your dreams. I mean, you started your own record label. You've been on over 25 albums. You know, you've been a steady. You've been putting out music before I was born. You know what I mean? And you've been putting out these vibrations for that long. And no, I'm young. Maybe it doesn't matter. How do you look at it, right? The principle of polarity. And so, you know, you keep going. You have the Wooten Woods every year. There's, you know, you can go in and you can sign up to, you know, learn more about music. And he even wrote the book, The Music Lesson, which has been inspiring for many musicians. And you're working on the second project, the second book. Yeah, the second book. And I heard your mother is more of the inspiration for this one. And I was mentioned it earlier. My favorite track is the track "Think About That," where Vic talks about, well, you know, if the whole world would follow you, his mom asked, where would you lead them? And Vic points out, I would lead them back to themselves. And you know, could you talk a little about, you know, things your mother has taught you and inspired you to write this second book?
You just said a lot of it. Good interview. I mean, and that may sound like a joke, but you've done your research.
Well, I love that album, and I love what the message that you put out is something that we all need to remember, that our vibrations never do stop. So, you know, remember when you're having a bad day, and if you keep feeding those negative vibrations, they're never going to stop, and you'll keep feeding the negative energy, and
you can change them.
Exactly.
You can change them. They don't have to stay negative, but they do keep vibrating.
Okay, and the last couple, I mean, I would want to go on and on, but what is your truth, Victor?
You know, I think it's bigger than the question, because, you know, there's a lot of truth.
We could go for hours. I'm sure this question could go for 2 hours. But
because I mean, I don't know that I have one, except to just do my best, be the best me as possible, and help you be the best you as possible. That's the truth, but I think there's many. You know, when it comes to music, there might be different truths. When it comes to bass playing, there might be different truths. But in all of it, I just want to be the best me as possible. I realize that, you know, there will only be one version of me or you or anyone else. I believe in all the history of mankind. And I want to make that experience as best as possible, not only for me, but for everyone and everything. So basically it comes down to just being the best me as possible.
And that's what inspires me to be the best me. Now, I don't wield, and my instrument, and my sword isn't an instrument. My sword seems to be this microphone and this camera, sharing information with people all across the world, and sharing my truths and sharing others' truths. And that's what We Are Change Colorado is all about. We meet every Monday and bring people together to share their truths and see what we can come together and what we can do to take action, because that's really what it's all about, is taking action.
Are the meetings open to the public when you meet? Are they open to the public? Or
they're open to the public. They're kid friendly, and we have non-GMO potlucks nowadays where we bring food instead of going out and spending money on dinner. We encourage everybody to prepare their own dinner and bring it and share it.
What potlucks?
Non-GMO potlucks.
GMO. Okay, GMO.
Yep.
Gotcha.
You familiar with GMOs? Okay, yeah. That's a big thing that we're focusing on here, is because the people need a right to know, and so our group has decided to focus on working towards getting a label on the food that'll say this is GMO, and it just seems not that complicated, but it's something that hasn't happened in 20-some years, and so we just want to, you know, let people know you have the right to know what's in your food. We have the liberty to choose, and so that's one of our big issues that we're working on. But we really appreciate everything you're doing to inspire others to share their truths and to follow their life path, find your purpose and chase that. And that's something that I think your music, your book, your documentary, there's so many different things. Last question? What's next? What do you got on? What's something new? Are you just going to focus on the stuff you have now, or is there anything coming?
All of the above. I am going to focus on what's happening right now. I think it would be a mistake not to pay attention to what's happening now. But I do have a bunch of new projects, more camps that I'm working at. A lot of these people in the band teach at the camps that we've been doing for 15 years, and you can find out more about that at my website, victorwooten.com. Click on the camp link. But I'm also working on a concerto for electric bass and orchestra, and so that'll be coming later this year.
Awesome. Wow. So stay tuned, because I mean, maybe don't even stay tuned. Maybe catch up, because there's a lot of albums. Last time I was here, we were here for the Bella and the Flecktones, and now Victor's allowed, you know, many others to join in with his band. It's Victor Wooten Band, but it's a lot of other folks, and you know, it's been a beautiful experience getting to meet these folks and listen to some of their truths as well. So we are changecolorado.org, WACC-TV, Bruce Baumann with Victor Wooten. It's been a beautiful interview.
Thank you, Bruce.
Look forward to the show tonight in Denver, and just check out the website to find Victor in your area. He's you know, you're always stopping through every once in a while, once a year or so. So make it out to the date, and make sure to pick up some of the music. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Thank you.
Peace.